Hey there, Papa's Posse. Don't forget about that QR code. Take you to my eBay, YouTube, and Instagram page. Well, welcome back to the channel there, Papa's Posse. Once again, it's time for Papa's Comic Books, Coffee, and more. Well, welcome back, everyone. It's Papa's Comic Books, Coffee, and more. And today we have The Avengers, Up Against the Barrier. Number 233. This book was 60 cents back in 1983. Title of the story, The Annihilation Gambit by Roger Stern and Christy Shield. Now don't forget, this book and others are available on my eBay page, Papa's-Comic-Books. Let's see what's going on. New York City, late afternoon. From out of the southeastern sky shoots a blazing shaft of radiant energy, a dazzling beam which drops down out of the clouds and streaks up Broadway. On the streets below, a few jaded New Yorkers look up and their jaws drop in awe and wonder. Some of them blink in the disbelief and doubt their own eyesight. The light, they swear, looks almost alive. Indeed, they are right, for at the head of the ray, a light soars, the living energy of Captain Marvel. My first day as a full-fledged Avenger has certainly been eventful. No sooner was I sworn in than we all went flying off to rescue the president. Then the Eros of Titan, a character, showed up and signed on as the Avengers trainee under the code name of Star Fox. And he was sent with Thor and me to help the Navy capture the Plant Man. To think that all that's happened in the past 6 hours, I wonder how often it gets this busy. Oh well, at least with my speed, I should be able to report in and then fly home to the New Orleans before some new crisis turns up. All of this and more occurred in our previous 2 issues. What's going on? Surprised by her sudden deflection, Captain Marvel is over a mile up before she changes to human form, allowing gravity to break her upward climb. That was that. What was that? In an instant, she returns to street level. It was as if I bounced off some sort of invisible wall, but that doesn't make sense. This is crazy. There is a wall of force field or something here, and it is invisible. But if reflected light is passing through it from inside, why was my light blocked from the outside? And why do I get such an awful feeling from touching this? I'll just bet the answer lies somewhere on the inside. If light can't get through, maybe some other form of energy will. With a thought, the dynamic new Avenger seems to vanish from the sight, streaking head-on into the barrier in the form of high-frequency radio waves. But once more, she is deflected. Gathering her energy, she wills herself to the other side of the electronic magnetic spectrum, storming the unseen barrier as a stream of cosmic rays. Again, she is repulsed. Back and forth she flies, returning again and again in fractions of a second as electrical discharge, radiant heat, X-rays, but nothing, not even gamma rays, can penetrate the barrier. I could have sworn I felt the wall give just the tiniest, but under my gamma ray bombardment, but not enough to do any good. Just as well, I suppose I don't like to become hard radiation this close to people. It isn't safe. On the other hand, I doubt that the force with wall is there for any good reason. I'd better pour on the speed and head for Avengers Mansion. At this moment, inside the mansion's 3rd floor communications center, glad you called me, Mr. Van Dyne. Frankly, we're mystified by this. The Avengers are always happy to assist the police inspector. If you'll feed me the coordinates you have, we'll try to track down the source of the problem. Captain Wasp, there's big trouble brewing. Captain Marvel, what's the matter? Don't tell me something went wrong with the naval mission. No, that went off without a hitch. We captured a weirdo called the Plant Man. Thor and Star Fox are taking him to a federal lockup now. I'm talking about a force field that sprung up in the Midtown, that I can't penetrate. You're not the only one. The She-Hulk and I ran into it literally less than a half hour ago. I'm cross-checking an NYPD data link now. Ah, according to this, the field is centered at, oh no, not there. Meanwhile, in a modest fourth floor apartment in Brooklyn Heights, freelance artist Steve Rogers is in an unusually morose mood, one which even the presence of his lady love cannot seem to break. If you won't talk about what's bothering you, Steve, will you at least stop pacing back and forth like a caged bear? I'm sorry, Bernie. It's not that I don't want to talk about it, it's that I can't. Oh, classified stuff, eh? In a way, it's Avengers business. I don't know what bothers me more, that Tony Stark has to quit the Avengers and turn over his Iron Man identity to another man, or that he appeared determined to drink himself unconscious. Such a waste. I never knew that. Speaking of Avengers business, Rogers here. See, bzz. Steve, this is Jan. Something serious has come up. There's a monstrously big force field in the middle of Midtown. The police say that all power and communications within it have been cut off, and it appears to be growing. Sounds serious. All right. How many people have been trapped within the field? No one, as far as we can tell. That's what's so weird. There's something about the field that I don't know. Frightens people. As it grew, they ran. What really worries me is the place the field is growing from. Steve, it's the Baxter Building. I'm on my way. The Baxter Building? Steve, isn't that? Yes, the headquarters of the Fantastic Four. And if they're in trouble, then Captain America is needed on the double. At the focal point of the mysterious field, the Baxter Building cheerfully shines out, and the taller dark skyscrapers which are surround it. But there is no cheer within the building tower complex. There is only stark terror of sculptress Alicia Masters squirms in the grasp of the nightmarish form from worlds beyond. Have you grown mute as well as blind, woman? Why do you not plead for your worthless life? Perhaps you realize the futility, eh? There is no Fantastic Four to rescue you. Your friends are trapped in my home dimension, the negative zone, and they cannot return. I have smashed their negative zone access portal and removed the power core to energize my impenetrable null field. How wonderfully ironic that a device which once produced the gateway between two universes should provide the power of utterly destroying them. Annihilus, why must we, so many innocent creatures, die? If you could but see me, you would not ask. I am immortal no longer. The cosmic rod which granted me eternal existence was lost to another due in part to the interference of earthmen. Soon I shall die, and so all must die, but you shall be the first to... Hey, what is this? The surveillance monitor shows someone attempting to bodily halt the null field. It is a woman of your species, and no, it is not possible. Though she cannot stop it, she is slightly, almost imperceptibly slowing the expansion. What manner of creature is this? If only I had something solid enough to brace myself against, I'll bet I could stop this thing. Hang on, Jennifer. I've assembled some of the troops and radioed for more. How's it going? Not real well. This stupid wall of nothing keeps right on oozing over everything inanimate. I just can't seem to stop it. Well, I have something inanimate that might do some good. Your shield? But Cap, what if the field swallows it? That's a risk we'll have to take. She-Hulk, would you like to do the honors? It'll be a pleasure. So much for the idea that the field can't eat the shield, but the shield isn't any better at cutting into the field's progress. Hey, Marvel, have you tried to? Yes, She-Hulk, no luck. At least no one appears to have been harmed by the field yet, but if it keeps expanding, here comes the cavalry. Thor, Star Fox, be careful, you'll run into the barrier. How's that, Captain? What? Boom! Barrier? I've never had anyone fall for me like this before. I assure you, it was totally unplanned, but rarely have I fallen into such inviting arms. As the new arrivals confer with their fellow Avengers, police begin cordoning off the area, holding back the inevitable curious onlookers. And then, despite Captain Marvel's account of the invisible barrier's resistance to electricity, the god of thunder tries an electrical discharge of his own. Odin's beard, though I've loosened the full, unfettered might of the lightning at my command, still does yon unseen wall resist. But by my troth, it shall not stand against the irresistible force of my hammer. With hurricane speed, the mighty hammer Mulyani, hurtles toward the null field. Forged of the mystical mineral Uru in the mountains of far Asgard, there are few things which can withstand its bludgeoning power, and the null field is not one of those things. With a crack of the thunder, and the hammer pierces the invisible barrier, and then, slowly, it settles to earth, its force totally spent. Oh no. Heimdall's eyes, what manner of devilment is this? There is no opening where my hammer breached the barrier, and my hammer lies within the field, bereft of motion. It is unthinkable that the hammer always returns to my hand. It is the will and the enchantment of the Odin. What power could do this? I don't know, but isn't there another part of that enchantment you need to worry about? Truly said, I must be away. He's angry, and I can't blame him. It must gall him to run from battle, but he has no choice. Knowing his secret, the Wasp and I can make up some excuse for him. But I hope he gets out of sight in time. 60 seconds have elapsed since the hammer left. My hand, I'm stuck in my mortal form until I get it back. If I get it back, I hope every Avengers find some way to get through that barrier. At that moment, at the Long Island City headquarters of Cross Technological Enterprises. Come on, George. Or Jorge, you can do it. You've been designing that contraption for months. I know you can build one, and I need one now. But Hawkeye, I designed this in my spare time. If I build a working model on staff, Cross will own the whole thing, unless they give me a subcontractor waiver. And my supervisor would never approve that. So I'll approve it. As head of the security, I have enough pull to get it okayed. You just build the thing, Jorge, and I'll see that you keep the rights. 10-10 wins, all the news, all the time. At this hour, the Avengers appear unable to halt the bizarre force, which has cut off the major portion of Midtown. What? Blast it. I ought to be out there with the rest of the Avengers. But as long as my leg's in a cast, I'm a liability. Until I prove otherwise. Midtown. But scouting's my specialty. Why send Thor? We need you here, CM. Right, Cap? Right. It's pretty obvious that brute force is not going to get us through the force wall. That doesn't give me much to do. Nor I, She-Hulk. Now, frustrating. I came here from Titan in search of adventure, but I seem to be on no help on this mission. Neither my strength nor my flying ability are of any use, and I doubt my other talent would cause the wall to crumble. However, how do you do, my dear? Among the Avengers, I am the Star Fox, but you may call me Eros. Oh, we need to disrupt that field before it gets any bigger. The question is how? The answer may be arriving now, Cap. There is an expectant murmur from the crowd as the Quinjet touches down. And the Avengers reservists known as the Scarlet Witch and Division disembark. The Quinjet arrived just moments after they called Jan. The new auto-guidance system worked like a charm. How may we be of assistance? Okay, here's the scoop. Quickly, the Wasp outlines the situation, and then, interesting, it does have an oddly unsettling feel to it. Employing his miraculous power to lower the density of his synthetic body to near zero, Division passes through the barrier. He takes one step, then another, and then bubblegum. Oh, and then Like everything else which has passed into the null field, he simply turns off. Vision! Dropping back, the mutant Scarlet Witch fires bolt after bolt of her eerie probability altering hexes at the invisible barrier, but to no avail. Vision! Wanda, no! That won't do any good. In the Baxter building, ha ha ha, and that blind fool wondered how I could kill. Lesser beings such as these are helpless before the genius of Annihilus. They do not deserve to live. Just as I do not deserve to die, I curse the fates which have robbed me of my rightful immortality. But even though life slowly ebbs from the dissipated body within my exoskeleton armor, still shall I be Annihilus. Still shall I be he who annihilates. The time is now. Meanwhile, unaware of the threat they face. So, you are a paramedic. How delightful to find skill and compassion in such a beautiful form. You're sweet to say that, but shouldn't you be helping the other Avengers? Alas, I am not a full Avenger. I am but a trainee at the others' beck and call. If they want me, they will call me. As for now, is something wrong? I don't know. I've never seen the Baxter building lit up like that before. It is probably just no. Brighter than the moon, glowing like there's no tomorrow. I fear your choice of words is most apt. I'll see you later, if there is a later. I think we can safely assume that this isn't the result of one of the Reed Richards Fantastic Four experiments going haywire. If only Iron Man hadn't left us. Yes, or if Dr. Banner had accepted our offer to become an Avenger, we could use some of one with a brain power. Isn't there anything we can do? There is little anyone can do. This is the end of everything. Oh no, the end of everything. Not G.I. Joe to the rescue. No, it can't be that. Let's see. Oh yeah, for being the new kid on the planet, you sure seem awfully quick to throw in the towel. Please, She-Hulk. Pessimism is not high among my traits. I merely felt it necessary to point out that there is a greater danger at work than simply an expanding force field. Observe. Within the field you can see is one you can. This second glowing field is what spells our doom. You know what's going on, Star Fox? I'm afraid so. The invisible barrier can only be a null field, an interdimensional construct which cancels out all energy save at its focal point. In this case, the Baxter building, whoever is in there, has started generating a second, faster expanding field of positive energies. When the two fields meet, the universe and the adjacent negative universe will merge, and both will be destroyed. That, at least, is the theory. We've known it on Titan for some time, but not even my brother Thanos was mad enough to test it. The only way to halt the process is from within, and none of us have successfully penetrated the null field, or have we? Captain Marvel, you said you felt the field give slightly when you were in the form of gamma rays. Yes, that's how it felt. Then there still be a hope. Come. For several feverish moments, the Avengers huddle around their Quinjet calculations are made. Then checked, then double-checked. Then finally, with a look of determination, Captain Marvel soars away into the heavens. I hope this works. What do you think, Cap? I don't know, Jan. Starcore says they can provide the proper targeting signal, but a lot could go wrong out where Captain Marvel is headed. What's more, the null field has stopped growing, and at the rate this positive inner field is expanding, I'd say we have less than 20 minutes to make this work. Cap, look! People of Earth, hear now the words of Annihilus. You are helpless before me. I am your death. The destruction of all that lives has ever been my goal, but never have I had the means to kill so many. The time of universal death is at hand. I see among you those who are known as the Avengers, those who you would call heroes. Ha! They cannot save you. They are helpless as they occurred. Fantastic Four. There is no hope for anyone this day. This is the day that Annihilus dies, and as I die, I shall reach out and I shall shake the very foundations of of two universes, and all shall perish with me. But first you have to get Marvel, and then you have to go from skinny to a winner, and then you got to subscribe to Marvel Comics, and then you get the special offer, and then... Meanwhile, in the vacuum of space, the light form of Captain Marvel has already flashed beyond the orbit of the moon. On her 93 million mile journey to the sun, even traveling at her top speed of 186,000 miles per second, it takes over 8 minutes for her to draw near to the life-sustaining orb, streaking past the orbiting star core, one solar watch satellite. Captain Marvel arcs around the sun at the frighteningly close range, drawing so near the seething cauldron of cosmic gases that even in the form of pure light, she can feel the tug of the star's mighty gravitational field. Then, sighting and following a tiny beam of coherent light fired from a star core one, she melds with the beam, allowing it to guide her as she concentrates with every bit of her consciousness. Any semblance of human form melts away as she assumes a wavelength of radiation so deadly that only here in the vastness of space would she consider such a feat. And still she concentrates, focusing her energies tighter and tighter until it is as a gamma ray laser beam that she burns towards the planet Earth. Prepare to make your final accounting, mortals. These are your last wretched moments of... Hey, he's fading away, almost as if something had distracted him. But, Cap, that double flash, it must be Captain Marvel. Screw-cata, boom! She did it. She's neutralized the fields. You mean just like that, the wall is gone? Flump. Even on your toes, everyone. On your toes, everyone. Captain Marvel may be pretty wasted from her trip to the sun and back. And dying or not, Annihilus probably has a few tricks up his sleeve. Let's move it. Did you see that? Lady, I don't know what I saw. Look it, the lights are coming back onto the buildings. Good. I have to get back to the office. Where's my car? Wait, stay back there. Stay back there. May still be danger. Please, you must get back. It isn't safe. It's no use. They're breaking through. Radio for reinforcements. But unnoticed in the press of the crowd. Just a few inches more. And as Dr. Blake's fingers close over the hammer. Holy, it's Thor! Where'd he come from? One favor did arise from this. The null field kept my hammer from reverting to the form of Blake's walking stick. Heed your pleas, 'tis not yet safe here for the ordinary mortals. Thor? Thank heavens you've returned. The vision was injured somehow, but the null field, I can't find vital signs. His synthetic body is too different from the paramedics to do anything. Help us, please. He's been through so much in the past months. We both have. I can't believe that it would end like this. But of stout heart, Wanda, methinks the spark of life yet resides within your husband. We shall find the spark. Aye, and we shall fan it to its full burning glory. Come, we must catch up with others. Blocks ahead. Well, why can't I just fly up to the tower? Because the upper floors are loaded with defensive systems. She-Hulk's right. The fastest, most hassle-free way of entering the headquarters is through the lobby, up the elevator, and don't worry, I have my key. Assuming human size, the Wasp uses the special circuit sewn into her costume to release the security locks. And crowding into the elevator, the Avengers rocket up to the 34th floor, steeling themselves for yet another confrontation. But I wish I could carry passengers in my light form, Dr. Richards. Then I could have transported Mr. Masters to the hospital. Don't distress yourself, Captain. Our fantastic cars are quite fast. The thing should have her there already. Oh, Cap, come in, all of you. Reed, Johnny, we thought you'd been... What in blazes is going on here? After a quick comparing of notes. So while we were trying to break through the null field, you were trying to break out of the negative zone. Yes, and apparently Annihilus was caught in the middle without realizing it. We were providing distractions for each other. Okay, I understand that you and say that Annihilus must beware. He can't hurt another soul, but where'd those new uniforms come from? Actually, they're our old uniforms, Janet. It's merely an unexpected side effect of the interdimensional transfers you see, the unstable molecules. Please, we can talk about this later. Right now, the Vision needs our help. In a matter of moments, the brilliant mind of Reed Richards has the situation under control. I'd say that Thor's assessment was correct. Wanda, there's nothing seriously wrong with your husband. The drastic energy drain he experiences in entering the null field disrupted certain response synapses. But there should be no permanent damage. In fact, by slipping into the sleep-like state, his android body has already initiated its own repairs. I could probably speed up the process if you'd read. Dungeons and Dragons, read. I found Franklin. Good Lord. I hoped he was not on his floor in the blast. He wasn't. He was below, but he's still... Johnny. On my way, Reed. I'll fly on ahead and alert the emergency ward. Moving as seven of the Earth's greatest heroes dash across the shattered lab. Methinks Dr. Blake will miss his flight back to Chicago this day. As the elevator doors hiss closed. But what about the Vision? Oh no, what's going to happen to the Vision? That was the Avengers up against the barrier, number 233 from 1983, the Annihilation Gambit. Hope you enjoyed that little reading. Now don't forget, this book and others are available on my eBay page, Papa's-Comic-Books. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell. And remember, as Papa and all the Avengers and the Fantastic Four and everybody else always say,
that was easy.
Until next time, Papa is out.